If you're a true Liverpool fan, subscribe to Anfield Signal.
Arne Slot confirms Florian Wirtz injury update as 5 Liverpool players to miss Wolves game. Liverpool head coach Arne Slot has offered the latest update on Florian Wirtz's back injury ahead of his Reds side taking on Wolves in the Premier League on Tuesday. Liverpool will be without Florian Wirtz for its trip to Wolves this week after he sat out matches against Nottingham Forest and West Ham United with a back injury. Arne Slot has confirmed that the German is not ready to return yet, which he expected on Saturday. Wirtz was missed at Anfield, but Liverpool will have to do without it once again. The game probably comes too soon tomorrow, and maybe the game at the weekend, Slot said. We hope to have him back next week. With Wirtz absent, Dominik Szoboszlai is likely to play as the most advanced midfielder once again. Curtis Jones, who was an unused substitute against West Ham, would be another option to come into the starting 11. Alexander Isak is sidelined with a broken leg at the moment, but the Swede is working his way back to full sharpness and could return at the end of the month. Wataru Endo, meanwhile, has undergone surgery on the injury he sustained at Sunderland. Japan manager Hajime Moriyasu said last week that his hopes of playing at the World Cup are not over. Jeremy Frimpong returned from his latest setback last weekend against West Ham, forcing the 5th goal on the day. Connor Bradley and Giovanni Leone are long-term absentees. Without Wirtz there to create chances in open play, Liverpool relied heavily on set pieces to get over the line last time out. Things went back to normal, mainly because I just said that we've created quite a lot of chances in the first half of the season that constantly did not go in, or too many times did not go in with being unlucky, Slot said on Saturday. We were a lot of times very close, and even today we conceded the set piece. They scored one, and they could have scored a second one in the first half. That would have been the first one, but you know what I mean. Maybe 1 or 2 small details have changed defensively and offensively. I think we are set up slightly different, but the biggest reason is that things go back to normal. There was a period of time that we were 23 goals behind Arsenal in set pieces, including penalties, by the way, and we're still not only 3 goals away from them, but we've closed the gap a little bit. Although you never know what can happen this weekend with Arsenal, because I wouldn't be surprised if they scored 3 from set pieces this weekend as well. After Chelsea and Aston Villa lost at the weekend, they play each other on Wednesday. With a win against Wolves, Liverpool can move level with Unai Emery's side and Manchester United on 51 points. Liverpool eye huge £211 million double deal. Liverpool plot blockbuster move for Olise and Yan Diomande. Liverpool's transfer strategy has rarely lacked ambition, but even by their own extravagant standards, the latest rumors feel audacious. According to Indy Kalia, talks are underway that could see Liverpool chase Bayern Munich's dazzling creator Michael Olise alongside RB Leipzig's rising star Yan Diomande in a deal valued at an eye-watering £211 million. It is the sort of headline that makes rival fans scoff and supporters dream in equal measure. Liverpool chase Olise to reshape attack. There is logic behind Liverpool's interest in Olise, even if prizing him away from Bayern Munich feels like negotiating with a bank vault. Team Talk reports that Liverpool are in talks with Olise's representatives as they attempt to tempt the France international back to England. There is even talk they could activate Olise's release clause once personal terms are agreed, although other outlets insist no such clause exists. Olise has grown into one of Europe's most inventive attackers, elegant on the ball, capable of bending a defense with one pass or one feint. He represents exactly the sort of wide player Liverpool have prized in the modern era. Should Mohamed Salah depart as expected, Liverpool will require not merely a replacement, but a new attacking fulcrum. Olise could provide that spark. Yet Bayern Munich are not renowned for rolling over politely. The German champions reportedly value him at more than €140 million and are prepared to offer improved terms to keep him. Liverpool's recruitment team may admire the player, but admiration alone does not loosen Bayern's grip. Yan Diomande emerges as realistic target.
If Olise feels like a transfer for dreamers, Jan Diomande looks a far more plausible signing.
Team Talk notes Liverpool are the most advanced Premier League club in the chase for Diomande, ahead of rivals including Manchester United and Arsenal. Leipzig have set a price north of €100 million, knowing the Ivorian winger's trajectory points steeply upward. Diomande's pace, directness, and willingness to run at defenders fit Liverpool's tactical model. There is also a charming subplot. He has admitted his father is a Liverpool supporter, and the lure of Anfield's floodlights can still tug at ambition like nothing else. There were claims of a personal terms agreement, though those reports were cooled quickly. Such is the dance of transfer gossip. One step forward, two sideways, three contradictory whispers before anyone signs a contract. Financial muscle meets FSG strategy. Liverpool's owners, Fenway Sports Group, are often portrayed as careful custodians rather than reckless spenders.
Yet Liverpool's recent transfer windows tell a different story. Team Talk points out the club smashed British transfer records last summer, bringing in Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak among others. Their model is not timid, it is targeted. Liverpool sell well, plan meticulously, and strike decisively. That is how they can contemplate moves for Olise and Diomande without emptying the coffers. It is modern football arithmetic. Invest in youth and resale value, remain competitive, and keep the cycle turning. Still, $211 million is not pocket change. Even in a sport where numbers drift into fantasy, that is a wager of consequence. Summer window could define Liverpool era. Transfers do not exist in isolation.
They shape narratives, influence dressing rooms, and signal intent. Liverpool's pursuit of Olise and Jan Diomande suggests a club preparing for transition rather than decline. Arne Slot's side, no change is inevitable. The question is whether they meet it with caution or audacity. Should Liverpool land Diomande and somehow prize Olise from Bayern, it would announce a new chapter. Youth, pace, and imagination would replace familiarity. Success would depend on coaching, cohesion, and patience, not just price tags. For now, these remain rumors carried on the wind, fueled by agents and analysts. Yet in football, dreams often precede deals. Liverpool are daring to imagine again. And sometimes imagination is where glory begins.
Slot admits his football heart doesn't like new style of Premier League football. Slot questions Premier League style as Liverpool chase control. Changing face of English football. There was a time when the Premier League prided itself on rhythm and romance. You could see patterns, feel the cadence, know who dictated play. Now, as Liverpool's new manager surveys the landscape, he sees something else entirely. Chaos dressed as competition, wealth masquerading as balance. In remarks carried by the original source, Slot offered an honest reflection on how the game is shifted. It's not like every game is as if we are watching Barcelona 10 or 15 years ago, or watching the Premier League 4 or 5 years ago. It has just changed how entertaining it is because of playing styles. It is a telling observation. Liverpool still seek control, still preach structure, yet they operate in a league where structure is often a luxury. Even clubs fighting relegation now possess players in their athletic prime, tactically drilled and financially backed. This is no longer a contest of aristocrats, it is a war of equals with different shirts. Slot and Liverpool facing tactical chaos. For Slot and Liverpool, the adjustment is immediate. Possession football sounds noble until a goalkeeper launches a 70-yard clearance and the ball lands in your penalty area amid bodies in panic. The playing style is hard to control, he said. If you face long balls, it's really hard to control because eventually that ball, if the goalkeeper kicks it from a free kick, will end up in your box.
This is modern Premier League style. Organized low blocks, rapid counters, relentless pressing. It is not always pretty, but it is brutally efficient. And Liverpool, a club that has thrived on tempo and transitions of its own, must now solve opponents who treat football like trench warfare.
Slot understands the paradox. The spectacle may be diminished, yet the stakes are higher. Matches are decided by set pieces, second balls, marginal moments. Even dominant sides can be dragged into scrap heap contests on cold Wednesday nights in unfamiliar towns. Wealth spread across Premier League money. Once concentrated at the summit, now trickles down the table like floodwater. Slot spoke plainly. The Premier League is now that all the teams that are playing have a lot of money and can get very good players on ages between 25 and 30, the best athletes in the world. This leveling has consequences. Liverpool cannot rely on prestige alone. They must scout better, coach smarter, and react faster. Because a promoted side may field internationals, while a club in 17th place may boast a striker valued at £40 million.
And that is the new arithmetic of English football. A mid-table club can ruin your season with 2 corners and a counterattack. A relegation candidate can dominate aerial duels and choke possession with sheer organization. It is democracy in boots, funded by broadcast billions. Competitiveness driving new reality. Yet Slot, like any realist, sees beauty in the struggle. Do I like it? My football heart doesn't like it, he admitted. Now most of the games I see in the Premier League are not for me a joy to watch, but it's always interesting because it's so competitive, and that is what makes this league great, because there's so much competitiveness. Everyone can win from everyone. That is Liverpool's challenge and opportunity. They must rediscover elegance within disorder. They must blend control with urgency, artistry with aggression. Because in this Premier League style, survival demands adaptability. Slot's early months will test patience at Anfield. There will be afternoons where Liverpool dominate the ball, yet trail on the scoreboard. Nights where a single long throw decides everything. Weeks where a title race feels like a lottery played in mud. But there is hope in resilience. Liverpool have rebuilt before. They have endured chaos and emerged stronger. Slot's task is to impose clarity without losing courage, because English football has changed, perhaps forever, and Liverpool, under new stewardship, must change with it, or risk becoming a memory of how the Premier League used to be.